go on to win it 115-111. Stephen Curry led the way with 24 points. Klay Thompson added 21. Oh, and KD, by the way, had 33.
Quiet 33.
9 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 10 of 23 from the field. Okay, so now they've won 10 in a row. And for the other 29 teams in the NBA, that's got to feel a little bit discouraging. Let's hear what KD had to say after the game.
This season.
So we've talked a lot about what Kevin Durant can do, what Stephen Curry can do, what Klay Thompson can do. But in the Warriors win over the Lakers on Monday, Klay told me after the game that he was most excited about welcoming DeMarcus Cousins into that lineup, not just because of his scoring ability, but because of his playmaking ability. He did have 15 points in this one. He's getting accustomed not just to their lineup, but to the Warriors' style of play. What are you most looking forward to about Boogie getting incorporated into this lineup?
Well, what I've seen from him, first of all, is that he looks like a new man.
Yeah.
And I think, first of all, that injury and not getting the contract offers that he thought he would get this summer, I think that woke him up. And from a maturity standpoint, I know it's early on, but he looks more mature. From a defensive standpoint, he's really competing more defensively than I've seen him compete in the past. And offensively, he's fitting seamlessly. And I never had any questions about that because I know Boogie Cousins can play offense. I know that he can set good screens, he can pick and pop, he can roll to the basket. And I understood that he could give this team an interior presence. It's the other intangible things that he's doing very well right now. He's basically rehabilitating his image, and that's going to be worth more in the offseason than anything he does on the court because people had questions about his character. I think when we get done with this, when he gets done with this stint with Golden State, they're going to look at him totally different.
And he fits well with this ball club right now because he's a big man that can pass the ball. And when you look at this team with Steph Curry, a lot of times plays off the ball, and Draymond Green plays that point forward. Now, when you take Draymond off the floor, even if you got Draymond on the floor, Boogie can run the offense too.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm more impressed about him is the way that he's running the floor.
Yeah.
He's in transition, getting wide open layups. He's willing to give his body up. If it's setting screens, getting Klay wide open shots. Now teams can't blitz. You know, Steph Curry, KD, and Klay on a perimeter. So it's a big benefit for the Golden State Warriors.
It looks like for him to be out so long, he looks like he's in great shape.
Yes.
Like when I looked at him before, he would sometimes not be running the court in Sacramento. He'd be lagging behind.
Yeah.
Now I see him sprinting, getting
energetic.
layups. It's amazing what can happen when you put people in the right situations, when you have very good coaches, when you have good teammates, they hold you accountable, you respect them, they respect you. I think DeMarcus Cousins needed this for his career.
And the respect factor is big because I played with a guy like Rasheed Wallace. And when Rasheed came to Detroit, he respected Ben Wallace so much that he wouldn't let him down. When I'm looking at Boogie Cousins, he's doing the same thing. He's looking in the mirror and says, I can't let Steph Curry down. I can't let KD down. I can't let my teammates down or I will get exposed, especially on this team. And he's doing a great job of playing well for this ball club.
Yeah, just so much. And then, like I said, offensively, that's just another bag of tricks. That's the icing on the cake. That's the icing on the cake. And when they start using him in the post a little bit more, when they feel like Achilles can handle even more action, imagine what they can do. You know, they come out of timeout, they throw the ball to Draymond in the post, and they have all that backside cutting action. Imagine when they flip it and it's Boogie in the post. Draymond's normally looking to make that pass. Boogie can make the same pass, but at the same time, if you don't double him, he can go out there and score 4 or 5 buckets in a row. So he gives the Golden State Warriors a totally unfair advantage. We knew they were the best team in the league before. Like now, it's like an all-star team taking on regular teams every night.
And it's been a big plus for them too, because them losing Zaza and JaVale McGee, veteran guys. Just veteran guys that just know how to play. And people don't understand. Sometimes when you got 4 vets on the team and 1 young guy, a rook, sometimes they don't understand the concepts and know how to run the offense. Now you got a veteran guy that just knows how to play. So now you can run a secondary break and get easy shots.
But literally, they are 5 all-stars taking on every other team.
All NBA guys still.
Right.
I seen something on Instagram the other day that said, who do you think wins this matchup? It was the starting lineup for the East All-Stars versus the Golden State Warriors starting lineup. It's they have so much talent on this team, and then everybody commits to the Golden State Warriors way. They start being submissive out there. They go out there, they pass the ball. They're not worried about themselves. Yeah. It's selfless basketball. It's fun to watch also.
Christian, you can't take no plays off with this team.
No. Well, and the concern was not just about Boogie's conditioning because he had been injured for as long as he had been injured. It was also because the Warriors play at such a faster pace than he had ever seen in Sacramento or in New Orleans. So for him to come back and to fit in as seamlessly as he has in the minutes he's been given is even more impressive.
Yeah, like I said, it's a testament to him.
Yeah.
He realized what he did in previous stops from a behavioral standpoint, a basketball standpoint, wouldn't work here. He's adjusted his game, and I respect him a lot for it.
He's getting challenged every day, especially in practice. When you're walking into practice and you got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, you got two former MVPs. Like, it's not about you no more. Like regardless if you come to play or you don't, the train still keeps moving. They won a championship before you, so he knows that he wants it as bad as they do. So he knows that he got to pretty much do what he got to do to go out there and play and win games.
Well, for those of us who are simply listening to us talk about the defending champs, but perhaps missed their win over the Boston Celtics, let's go ahead and get you guys to the highlights.
Oh, we got highlights?
Yeah,
man.
Fresh off the press with Steph Curry, the Warriors. Celtics have too much talent, he says, not to be taken lightly in the postseason. This, even though it's a team that sits in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference, a team that the other teams in the NBA are still taking seriously as contenders.
Well, to beat the Golden State Warriors, the first thing I look at is your personnel. You have to have the personnel to match up. And Golden State, they're wise. They understand this team has the personnel to beat us if we're not on our A game, because they have a lot of guys that can play multiple positions that are two-way players. When you talk about Tatum, Al Horford, Brown, they have guys that can do a lot of interchangeable things, and that's what gives Golden State problems. When you have guys that can score on one end, but can switch the screen and roll and stay in a defensive matchup and not give the Golden State Warriors an advantage. That's where Golden State likes to take advantage of you. So they understand that this Boston team has the talent, but maybe doesn't have the mindset right now.
Like Brendan said, it's all about matchups, and I think that Boston matches up with them well. They got guys on the perimeter that can switch everything. They got tough-minded guys, and then you got a great coach in Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens ain't showing them everything tonight because he knows that this pretty much could be a team that we can meet in the finals. So I think when you look at playoffs and when you think of guys, especially at the guard position, Steph Curry got a guard. Yep, and when you got
Or did you just flawlessly transition to Coach Brad Stevens?
Nah, I didn't.
Get that right there.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yeah.
Hi, Coach. Beside the second quarter, Curry wasn't active today. So wasn't this one of the best chance for you to win?
I mean, the second quarter spurt that he went on really hurt us. You know, I wish we were all inactive on our 24-point games. I mean, he's unbelievable, and when he went on that run, you know, it was three threes off relocating, which he does better than anybody in the league. Probably 1B is Thompson. They both do it better than anybody in the league. And then, you know, lost him in transition, I believe, once, maybe off of an offensive rebound. The bottom line is they were all 4 where we just needed to be more alert to them, and we, you know, let our guard down even for a split second, and they made us pay all night when we did that. When we made errors on offense, they made us pay. When we made errors on defense, they made us pay. So yeah, I thought our guys played really hard. We just, you know, you gotta lock down all of your controllables to have a chance to beat this team.
Brad, you guys obviously had a lot of looks there in the closing minute. What did you think of the shots you guys got there and just how that all unfolded?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. There's some confusion on the baseline out of bounds play, and with 19 seconds left, and I knew we had a timeout, and I was waiting to actually. Once it went into Tatum and I saw him posting there, I actually felt pretty good about the look we were ultimately going to get, and I thought we got a great look. But I was going to use a timeout if need be on that moment if it didn't feel like we were getting anywhere with that. I probably would have had to run down there to use it, but that's part of it. But then, you know, we had a couple of possessions that didn't go our way, but we also had a couple of really good looks.
And how tough is it just to gauge, you know, when do you, obviously you have one timeout there, like how tough is it just to win?
Well, I mean, I would usually give ourselves a chance to execute in that position, and then you can always burn the timeout, you know, at 12 seconds instead of 19. So generally I'd like to see us see if we can generate a good look first. And we did. We didn't necessarily run anything that we were not on the same page what we were running, but I thought they played with great poise. They threw it into Tatum, and Tatum swung it across the court, threw the double team to Morris. And I mean, how many times has Morris hit that shot for us? So I felt really good about that look that we got.
Coach, there were like 3 loose possessions in the middle of the fourth quarter, just before Kyrie hit the 3 to get you back in. Is that what you mean, that you can't make mistakes against those guys?
The whole game, I thought they just really capitalized when there was that opportunity to do so, and credit them for that. I mean, when those guys come down the court and you make even the smallest of error, they take advantage of you. And but I thought, Kyrie was tremendous again. And I thought again, all of their guys were awfully good.
What did you think of the effort on the offensive glass? You guys had more than 20 second chance points.
Yeah, I thought, and I thought even though Terry, only shot 4 times all night, I thought him going to the glass those couple of times really helped us. I thought a bunch of guys did that. When they're doing all that switching, that's one way to be more impactful and more effective is on the offensive glass. And I thought Al was really good tonight on both ends of the court, and gave us a chance there. Morris got to the glass, so but it wasn't quite enough.
Coach, knowing that this game has so much attention nationally coming in, what does it mean for the team going forward just to have gone toe to toe with the Warriors like this?
I think we came in and we expected to win. So we need to get better so that we can have a better chance of winning that game. We have the last few years, and today we didn't.
Draymond with the offensive rebound of his own missed free throw. It looked like Marcus Smart slipped, but whose responsibility is that there?
Marcus went in to get in front of the shooter. He slipped. Slips happen. I feel bad for him. He felt bad. But that's part of it. That was just unfortunate.
You mentioned kind of not having a chance to, or not being able to make mistakes and low capitalize. You guys didn't score for like 5 minutes at the end of the third, but then you're down only 5 or 6.
Start of the second, into the third, both were very impactful, I thought. Curry getting those 4 threes was huge and at the start of the second, because he hasn't really done much up to that point. He hasn't seen the ball go through the net, and he isn't feeling like the rim's an ocean right now. And then he bang, 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 changes that very quickly. And then at the end of the third, our inability to score on those possessions was hurtful. But that's the margin for error you're dealing with against this team, and that's just part of it. And that's why it's good to learn what you have to get better at.
Brad, just in those final minutes, you had a couple of ISO situations where you'd been moving the ball so well. Is it frustrating to watch that when the instinct is to let me just try to do this myself?
No, I mean, I think that's part of it, and part of it is how they challenge you. When they sub, they go small, they switch everything. It becomes a lot harder to generate that stuff. And we just talked about, Marcus Morris's 3. That was really good recognition by our team to get the ball side to side off of a double team. And but no, that's we've won a lot of games in that way too. So we'll go back and look and see if we could have done something different. But I will say this: it becomes a lot harder to move it late against them with their switching and when they go super small with Iguodala and Green.
The Celtics' 5-game win streak comes to an end as the Warriors improve upon their season-best, now 10 wins in a row with a 115-111 win. Let's hear from Coach Steve Kerr after the game.
What kind of fight did it take to win this one?
It took 48 minutes. Our guys competed. We did everything we needed to do. We fought like crazy on defense. I thought DeMarcus's defense on those high pick and rolls was great. That was a big boost to us. Bench came in, did a good job. It's a great win against one of the best teams in the league on the road in that atmosphere, so it was exciting.
That's playoff level intensity on the defensive side of things. What does that do to benefit you guys and the Celtics potentially as well?
Well, we needed this game. You know, we've played 3 straight opponents, all decimated by injuries, and we needed to be challenged, and we were challenged big time. And could have gone either way. They missed some open looks down the stretch, but our guys fought and defended, and you know, made big free throws down the stretch. Clay made 2 big ones. Kevin made a bunch of them. So that was a great effort.
You mentioned they're kind of targeting a lot throughout the game. Is it good for him to get this experience?
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's great for him to get this experience. We need to practice it. We play differently against pick and roll with DeMarcus than we do with our other guys. We changed the scheme a little bit, and so you know, it's not just DeMarcus getting the reps. It's all of our guys, you know, trying something a little different and being physical and trying to defend without fouling. DeMarcus has quick hands and quick feet. You know, he's not the fastest sprinter up and down the floor, but laterally he is really quick. He's got incredibly long arms, and he gets a lot of steals in there in traffic. And tonight I thought that was key. He just needs to play. I mean, he's always been a high foul guy, just his style of play. But you got to remember, this is like training camp for him. He's been playing for a week, you know, maybe 9 days, I think. So DeMarcus needs more reps, more conditioning, and he'll start playing more foul-free minutes.
Did you go with the lineup that had him and Looney just because they were kind of filling in the glass?
We just did it for a couple minutes. We went to Andre down the stretch for the last 3 minutes. I think we had Looney. Are you talking about Looney and DeMarcus? Yeah. That's a good lineup for us. We like that. That's something that we'll go to more. I mean, Looney's one of our best defenders, and you know, DeMarcus likes playing with another big, and so it's a more defensive-oriented lineup with Loon out there. So that's something we'll do more of.
What were you able to do defensively down the stretch to create the turnovers with Kyrie and Al? Obviously, they like that action at the top of the key, and seemed like you're able to disrupt that.
Just tried to be as aggressive as we could without fouling, and very physical game. But I thought Clay really did a good job on Kyrie, trying to get over screens and stay with him and not reach. And he did a good job of that, and then our big guys helped and did a good job, and then we finished up by getting rebounds. So it's a really solid defensive finish.
Are you
seems like it'll be what? Trap. Yeah.
Do you expect a guy to come better?
Why don't we talk about that in a couple of days? We'll enjoy this tonight.
Hey Steve, what do you think was key for the guys to get trips in the foul line tonight?
Excuse me?
What do you think was key for the guys to get trips in the foul line?
Just being aggressive. I thought Kevin set a great tone for us. When he's attacking like that, that's when our team is at its best. And he's the one guy on our team who can really create an advantage out of nothing, get downhill, and cause a lot of havoc. I mean, we got other guys who can make some plays, but Kevin can be dominant in that fashion. And I think when he does that, that's when we're at our best.
Last game, you weren't happy with the turnovers and the fast break points. Did you feel you guys addressed that a little bit?
Yeah, much better transition defense. We might have missed one or two box outs, but for the most part, we rebounded well. And this game was intense. It felt like a playoff game, and that's when our guys rise to the occasion. So they competed the whole way through.
Great and